The destruction of the first Death Star was a crippling blow to the Empire, not just because it marked the loss of a valuable superweapon and some of the Empire's most important officers, but also due to the morale boost and new legitimacy it provided the rebellion. For this reason, in the immediate aftermath of the Battle of Yavin, the Empire did everything it could to hide not just the loss of the Death Star, but its outright existence. And as part of this cover-up, the Empire developed a relatively elaborate story to explain the sudden loss of one of the most known figures in the galaxy, Grand Moff Tarkin. In this video expose, I will explain how the Empire attempted to hide the truth about Tarkin's death, and describe how this scheme was thwarted by the rebellion. To cover up the existence of the Death Star and their embarrassing defeat in the Battle of Yavin, the Empire had to first ensure that the destruction of Alderaan wasn't tied to the battle station. Rather than admit the planet was destroyed by the Empire, Imperial propaganda went to work to blame the planet's annihilation on a superweapon that Alderaan was building in secret. This was the story the Imperial Holo Newsnet ran with, ensuring that the galaxy believed Alderaan inflicted its devastation upon itself, and not through Imperial actions. But the Empire also made it a priority to cover up the true details of Grand Moff Tarkin's death, ensuring that his demise was never linked to the Death Star. If the galaxy did find out the true details, it would significantly bolster the numbers of the rebellion, and grant it needed legitimacy. Therefore, the Empire turned to a journalist named Elendar Jarvis to fabricate an official explanation for why one of the leading figures of the Empire suddenly disappeared. Jarvis was the perfect man for the job. Being a true believer in the Imperial Order and its values, he would do anything to protect the Empire and ensure that the chaos and weakness of the Republic never returned through the dangerous efforts of the rebellion. Working for a pro-Imperial daily newsfeed called the New Order Progressive, Jarvis wrote a fake news report entitled, "Tarkin's Staff Die in Tragic Shuttle Crash." In the report, Jarvis broke the news and outlined how Tarkin and other high-ranking Imperial officers like Mahdi and Yularen died in a tragic shuttle crash at the Tallan Imperial shipyards. Located within the colonies region of the galaxy, these shipyards were spread throughout the Tallan system, numbering in the hundreds and dedicated to servicing the capital ships of the Empire. Jarvis's news report claimed that Tarkin was on his way to inspect the shipyards within this sector when his shuttle crashed in a deadly fireball upon its final approach, killing the Imperial Grand Moff. Ultimately, the cover-up may have worked if not for one problem. Recordings from Alderaanian satellites were smuggled into the hands of underground news agencies, who then began to broadcast them throughout the galaxy. This made the truth abundantly clear. Alderaan was destroyed by the Empire's superweapon and not one of its own creation. With the existence of the Death Star now impossible to cover up, the Empire could also no longer continue to hide the true details of Tarkin's death. Forced to admit that there was no shuttle accident at the Tallan shipyards, the Empire changed its story and recognized Tarkin's death on board the Death Star. With the details out in the open, the Empire issued warrants for Han Solo and Chewbacca for the murder of the Imperial Grand Moff. But of course, the damage had already been done. The annihilation of Alderaan, the death of Tarkin, and the destruction of the Death Star all worked to push many more galactic citizens to join the rebellion and bring an end to the Empire. So there we have it, how the Empire attempted to hide the truth about Tarkin's death. We love making these videos, so why not subscribe for more fun Star Wars theories and discussions. Also, if you enjoyed the video, think about giving a like or leaving a comment. Or perhaps follow us on Twitter, @SW Reading Club, for updates regarding the channel, or support the channel through Patreon for access to exclusive rewards and discussions. If not for me... for fake news.